that department compared to, you know, your Crone or your Black Hole, your Echo Slam as well. Sure, the Exo can be nice and all, but it definitely feels like Atlantis are going to look for this timing where they can melt through first Roche, and then when they can just look to really pressure objectives easily with the Terrorblade and DP sieging down. Because you mentioned in the draft, this is a crap load of physical damage that Atlantis will be pumping out.
Now, I do have a question for you. Predictions close in 20 seconds. Number of Blink Daggers purchased by 25 minutes. I've said 3 to 4. But it could very easily be 0 to 2. Because you've got Tusk, you've got potentially Rubik, you've got Enigma, and you've got Earthshaker that all kind of want to do it.
Oh, is that Fissure? No. Mega Rose will just slip on through, but says nearby. They're going to get the LSA as well. This should be our first blood picked up as Neon. They give it over to Avatar mode as well. What an incredible start for the lane does it have. This is almost bottle completed for the position 2.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Neon are just going to take this game. There's actually no contest. It's going to be very, very easy for them to pick up this W.
Yeah, all right. We'll see, man. I don't know. I'm trying to pick a favor, but I can't find it as well. I feel like Atlantis is going to have such a huge timing at, I think, like 17 minutes with the Scepter on WS and potentially the BKB on the Death Prophet as well. Like that is really their strongest timing, I feel like, in a game like this.
Depends on how well the lane goes. And, you know, playing against an Enchantress is not the easiest time. So I are making sure to consistently block up a lot of these camps, make sure that there's no pulls able to be achieved. And, well, we'll get his own pull happening here with the medium camp. So already setting themselves up quite nicely to keep the lane equilibrium, playing a little bit more towards this Venge in a bit more of a defensive style. Level 2, level 3, they can absolutely look to go for some kills, but for right now, level 1, not quite.
Like you mentioned, that pull is really going to be able to help out WS from finding his experience. They will drag the wave though, so they won't deny a whole lot against Fortune Soul. Take a look at how some of the other lanes are shaping up at the moment. You mentioned Wonderboy has looked incredible so far for the Death Prophet through the entire series. Avatar mode, playing on a different hero as well on the Lina. And Lina should win this matchup. This is a hero that does not lose, I'd say, like 98% of matchups. This hero is just an incredible laner.
Yeah, you don't lose matchups like 1-to-1. The way you win the matchups is by rotations coming through from other lanes and looking to lock you down with the stuns, everything else along that. And, I mean, you do have two heroes that are deep at being able to rotate in the Tusk and the Rubik, just for that little bit of a disjoint, to be able to get some of that burst damage through. But I feel like Wonderboy, you just need to get so close to be able to get off that Spirit Siphon that by the time you get in there, Lina's basically just taken half of your HP anyway, so it makes the Spirit Siphon not really that worth it.
And you mentioned the potential for these heroes to be able to rotate. Did you feel like they will be free though? Like, are they playing in the lanes in particular, you know, the Earthshaker and the Tusk, are they playing in lanes where they can leave their cores to help out mid?
Maybe going to try and bait out a use of the meta on this bottom side. Like, whenever you're playing a Terrorblade, you want to get maximum usage out of it, especially since they increase the bonus damage at level 1 to 30. Like, it's just way too valuable for harassment and bullying out of the lane to not do it. But play hard, maybe he might feel like he eventually needs to make this move anyway. And if they do that, then it's just a matter of Ponyo joining together with the TB, holding his lift to make sure that there's no TPs out, reflection into the meta, into a dead Enigma. But for now, play hard's going to stay around this bottom side of the map.
Ponyo's doing a very good job as well, just being able to always scout out where the Earthshaker's playing to the left side of the tree line, just trying to block some pulls, stop him from finding an angle with the Fissure, because if they do find the Eidolons, and once Enryu gets the Maleficent leveled up a little bit, then the Terrorblade will be vulnerable.
Careful with his positioning on Ponyo. The thing you play around with this Enigma lane, especially if the enemy team doesn't have a way to clear those Eidolons, is this split timing. So he's level 3, 2 points in the Eidolons, you've got 6 of them, all dealing 28 damage. So quick mass, about 180 damage per right click. And you just don't want to be caught on the wrong side of the Fissure, especially with someone like Rubik, who just doesn't have a way to be able to escape that. So all Play Hard can do is just put himself in between Ponyo and the lane. If Enryu's in a 1-to-1 matchup against the TB, he's going to be pretty satisfied because TP cannot kill you one-on-one. Not at this stage, at least. Me too, Insania.
It's a love-hate relationship, though, isn't it?
Yeah. If my team listens to me, I love it so much.
So you're the one with the big brain. You're telling everyone what to do. Giving the calls, never wrong.
Never.
Never, ever. Do you say when you're wrong, though? You might know when you're wrong,
sure.
but if you make a okay. All right.
I'll be like, I screwed up. Sorry, guys. That sort of thing. But it just doesn't happen all that often, so, you know, I can't remember last time.
Just can't relate.
Top lane,
WS. Wait, you trying to copy me now? WS is about to go down. One more right click and they'll find it. Sand Fortune Soul.
I could be the play-by-play. You watch me.
Let's go. All right, I'll give you a fight this game.
All right. First big team fight I'll take.
All right. All right, let's see. I'm ready for it.
The first team fight. Team fight. Not laning stage. Team fight.
Okay.
You'll see just how tongue-tied I can get.
What are we expecting out of the... I'll hold that thought. Fortune Soul. No, it's going to be fine. Time walk out. WS won't continue to chase. What are we hoping Atlantis look to do with his first exorcism? Is Wonderboy going to consider about going top? Do they want to bring some supports to play with the Death Prophet mid?
You can't just pop it at will, right? Like, running into Alina at this stage is basically suicide. She's got crazy amounts of damage, especially... Why did they reduce Laguna Blade's mana cost? I know it was a little while ago, but it doesn't need to be 150 for 500 damage at level 6. It's just way too much. You need the Tusk and probably the Rubik to be able to back you off so that you're able to convert onto a kill into an objective. And I feel like they've got pretty reasonable potential to be able to do that, right? The Enchantress... Untouchable really isn't going to be able to do that much against the Exorcism Spirits. It's not going to be able to do too much against a Tusk with, 2 points in tag team. It really takes a couple of solid right clicks, and then even the Ench goes down. And on side, it's a bit of a push forward. This isn't a team fight. This isn't my fight.
Yep. Oh, we do have a kill up top, though, into the Rubik, and WS, he's going to be chased down as well. Fortune Soul and Set off to a flying start at this top lane with a time walk back up. The Faceless Void will easily close the distance to secure the 4th kill for Neon off the back of the laning phase.
It's kind of what you expect into Avengers, though, right? She is not the greatest laner. You've actually paired her together with, in my opinion, one of the best laners to be able to put together with her, just with all of that minus armor that you get from the Wave of Terror. -3 at level 1, plus now 85 damage is really significant. And you're pairing that together with a Tusk, of course, with a tag team, physical damage type, so it gets amped up even further. The thing is, though, you got to get it onto Seth, because if you just Ice Shards the Faceless Void, he's going to be able to time walk every single time. So Seth's been really good with his positioning so far. 2-0 and 1, able to keep this small camp dewarded, get some pulls off, get OP creeps like the Harpy Stormcrafter, and make sure that he's never in a position to die.
100%. I was just going to mention the same thing. I think his position has been exceptional, and we've seen how he's just playing with like the neutral creeps in front of the Enchantress, kind of just running at the Tusk and trying to scout out his position. And if he sees where the Tusk is, he kind of knows around about where he can play. So this is given a free lane over to the Void. So now you've got level 6 to play with Fortune Soul, which could mean he can rotate to the Exorcism if he wants to get involved, or they can just secure another kill. And like you mentioned, this Vengeful Spirit is a bit of a weak laner, and that can be some issues, because this hero, you need one item, and that is the Scepter. But until you get that Scepter, you are pretty goddamn useless.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I like the double Wraith Bands, I like the Power Treads, but it's got to be straight into Scepter after that. You can't afford any other of these, like, middling items. They're basically just what's going to allow you to farm the most efficiently. He's got the Boots of Speed just because of how close he's been to surviving from a couple of these previous gank attempts.
They're going to go on WS. But the Chrono, if required, the Death Prophet is nearby. Wonderboy's going to charge up the Exorcism. The Time Walk's going to come back up shortly. They're going to have the damage to get the kill before Fortune Soul escapes, and it looks like he will get enough distance playing with the Strength Treads. They're even going to be able to slow down Wonderboy for the moment. So yeah, the Void will escape, and He also steps into the tree line, and meanwhile down bottom, Neon, they got the kill onto the Rubik, and also they'll find a tier 1 tower. This is a huge sequence of events for Dire.
And they see that the meta was popped as well by Mango Rose. He tried to get a little bit of pressure onto that mid tower, but Alina coming there with double damage just pushes him out of the lane entirely. If he wanted to, he could have just gotten a few right clicks into that tower because of how pressured they are up on this top side, as well as knowing the fact that Wonderboy had just used that exorcism previously, but he's just like, you know what, I'm Alina. I need to make sure that I get into my BKB so that I'm able to farm, so that I don't care quite so much against people like the Rubik, for example, so that I'm not getting Tusk stunned outside of the Walrus Punch. They are a very farm-intensive lineup, and Neon know that if it gets to the super late game, they can feel pretty confident in being able to take it. You know, all these great big team fighting heroes, Earthshaker,
One mid lane with the river.
The Enigma.
Avatar mode,
nice
they
dodge.
do get the... Iad's still got to try and juke to the north. Escape into the stair line, but Avatar mode instead will be able to block off the path. Another kill for Neon, 6-0. And what a position to get the kill. Avatar mode's like, all right, I'll just go back and take the stack. Why not if I'm here?
Mm-hmm. They're greedy boys, these cores, and this is a game where you can have two legitimate win conditions on Neon's side. Lina plus Faceless Void. Two heroes that are very farm intensive, are very greedy, but if you're winning the lanes as hard as they are, it doesn't matter all that much, right? You're just going to be able to synergize super well together once the Faceless Void does join in on a lot of these team fights with the damage inside the Chronosphere, and at least they've got the save through the swap on the Venge, but I kind of feel like Venge is going to be the first one targeted in a lot of these team fights.
And it's just...
especially pre-Ags.
It's a concern on Atlantis, because I think... I'll hold that thought, because bottom lane play hard should be able to find the fissure block off, and he does. And Ryu, with more than enough Eidolons to help get the kill. Then this is really starting to get to a bad territory here for Atlantis, because late game, Neon, they've got the quarter-core matchup with the Void and Lina. They dumps to the Terrorblade late game. Like, this is not easy for a TB to play. Atlantis need to run over this game, and with the lanes going as poorly as they have, it's going to be off the back of the swap kill potentially top. That's a great setup. Beautifully done for Atlantis. They'll get the kill into the Faceless Void, and they should be able to chase down Ser as well. So that is what Atlantis needs. A couple of cute plays that swap back into the instant stun, and now they can get a tier 1 tower as well. This will get the ball rolling. This will start to pick up some momentum for Radiant.
Do have Avatar mode though in the mid lane, trying to push this mid lane as much as possible. Fiery Soul is about to expire though, never mind. Maybe just a little bit of miss micro from Mango Rose there on his illusion, refreshes the 7 stacks that they've got. Actually be able to finish this claim, unless the Eidolons might be looking to do the work. Fortune Soul came back towards this lane as well. Maybe they're going to look to go for this super deep dive with the Chronosphere. Want a free kill if they can get it.
Ponyo's a free kill, it looks like, down to the south. Very nicely done, though. Telekinesis sends him out. They will lose that tier 1 tower, but Fortune Soul finds an opening. A Chrono, the first one of the game, onto 2, the Black Hole as well. Why not chuck it out for Ryu? Just a nice little celebration for them to be able to step out, get the kill, and be rewarded with the tower along with it.
Even just trying to force out a glyph, it really isn't the right time to be using it only 13 minutes into the game, but without doing that, Tier 2 tower's already lost about half of its HP. You're going to need to use it now for the full creep wave, surely.
Bottom lane?
They're just dying.
It was a cute play from WS to swap back into the tower range, and I mean, T2 towers do hurt a crazy amount at 13 minutes in. So did he get the goal? No, well, it's going to get split into the tower getting the kill, but at least WS now might have a lane to play with. He's already got 1 component, almost enough gold for the second as well.
Yeah, I suppose, but again, it really doesn't feel like you have the capability to fight unless you've got this exorcism, right? Rubik only just got the spell steal as well, so at least now you can look to play a little bit more. Enigma's going to need to be a little bit more mindful of the Rubik, so that makes it not quite as free of a team fight. He knew that previously Rubik was on the run, was only level 5 at the time. It does still feel like it's going to be way too long until they pick up this Ags though on WS, and if no one addresses this mid push, like look how low that tier 2 tower got because it was not addressed at all. It's pretty devastating to lose this much map control this early into the game when you've got someone like the TB that needs to be farming relatively safely in areas of the jungle.
I mean, you see Mango Rose has just parked himself in a similar position to what we saw in Game 2. Just playing top, keeping the lane shoved out with the illusions, trying to take some aggressive farm as well. Some of the jungle farm, I should say, from Neon. Who is 30 net worth.
Who are they expecting to kill here with this smoke rotation coming through? They've still got 15 seconds left on the Exo. Maybe just trying to get some super deep vision up and not be punished if someone ends up falling down?
Yeah. I don't hate the call, because if they do get a kill, and then you can lead into a tower with that Exo. It's just, like you said, it's a question of who's going to show. And at the moment, it is Avatar mode. They know someone's nearby, though. No power rune spawn, but they check top. They know there was no power rune there as well. So something has to be going on across the map. So instantly, Enryu ducks into the tree line onto the T2 tower. So no one will die on the opposite side of the map.
Will they have this revealed? Oh, they didn't actually put down a Sentry Ward when they went for this original smoke play.
Wonder Boy, this is not good. Oh, sidestep at the last second. They can block off the path with the shards. They stick around, though. Both sides have a ward on the high ground. Ponyo is going to be the sacrifice, it looks like. Should be chilling. To the north side, though. They kill off Enryu. And now Mango Rose going to look to get involved as well. Avatar mode, they'll toss him inside the middle. But a BKB, he's going to escape inside the river. The Echo Slam from play up doesn't provide them much. And now Avatar mode, he's blocked off from WS. What a sequence of events from Atlantis. And now they're going to consider Roshan. No way, Atlantis, 2 skirmishes in a row that they're able to edge out a victory. And they might be back in this game.
They might be. Shows the importance of ensuring that you carry those Sentry Wards around, especially when you're going for those super deep invades. I don't know what you're thinking. This is into a double damage. This is into a meta. But he's going to buy back immediately. How much impact is it going to have? I suppose meta's just about to expire.
Oh, mid lane, the Earthshaker. They've caught out another. And they stole the fissure. As well.
More points into it too. 3 points there. Got the Faceless Void coming through and solo Chronosphere coming through.
LSA as well from Avatar mode onto the right side. They kill off Wonder Boy. He's down for 30. Let's see if they can get Roshan off the back of this. They need to move fast.
Would you go for an insane swap play here on WS?
They might try it, but Enryu. Oh.
Cheeky.
Oh. Takey. A little bit takey. Not enough, unfortunately. This should be extra cheeky.
Oh, he's got the Tumblr's toy ready. Ooh, come on. You gotta face the pit, my brother.
Run! Get out! Alright.
Also, I'm very disappointed that you cast that last team fight.
I'm sorry. Yep. I thought about it as well.
It's a reflex, I understand. Alright, next one's mine.
Okay.
Enryu blinking forward very heavily just to make sure that that siege creep gets removed for all this push up top. But I mean, TB is farmed enough again on Mango Rose where he's able to just, even with his illusions, basically 2-hit some of these maxed out Eidolons. Keeping the lane pushed in, forcing a little bit more defensive movement. It's not really like Neon need to go for any plays though, right? The 15 seconds left on the Echo Slam. Lena's ready to fight if she wanted to, but she'll look to pick up those boots of travel, wait for the Chronosphere still to come on Fortune Soul. Him having BKB is... it's kind of good, not amazing. I think the main thing for him is just being able to take
a fight.
Yeah. You take this one.
Oh, Enryu! Look at the jump here in the black hole! It's on to 2. You've got Avatar mode nearby as well. It was a great spot to fight for Atlantis. You had to water the higher ground, but Enryu was ready. Lines up the black hole, drops it onto Tilwyn. Now Neon, they can look to take a tier 2 tower.
See, don't say I never do anything for you. I saw that black hole coming and I was like, I think Ares would like this.
I appreciate it. It's the Oracle once again striking back.
They get the tier 2 tower mid. They're able to take the outpost. Even, like I was saying before, more control being removed away from the Terrorblade. And yeah, just looking to wait for that Chronosphere. That's the thing about this lineup. They have enough damage potential just through this dual core lineup that was so successful that they don't actually need to use like the Chronosphere and the Echo Slam and the Black Hole all together in unison. Just one at a time is fine. So what a lot of people might say is a very, you know, cooldown heavy lineup isn't actually so, because of how just dominant both mid as well as the top lanes went for Neon.
You see a perfect example of that. Black Hole's on cooldown, so Atlantis want to smoke, but you've got Chrono already. And Neon, they are still in fighting shape. Smoke's gonna pop. They see WS and
they see everyone. Still 900 gold away from being able to pick up that that full Aghanims for himself. 17 minutes is generally the pass mark that we've been saying, and well, it's nearly 19 and he's still a fair ways away, so looking more like 21 minutes, and that's assuming he doesn't die between now and then.
And meanwhile, bottom lane, Avatar mode is just pummeling to the tower. That's another free tier 2. So much gold, so much map control being given over to Neon in this game 3.
No one's responding to this. No one, obviously you don't want to use the glyph to be able to protect it, but where could you farm now on the Terrorblade? He's got this such small area that you always know where he's going to be, basically, and, well, it's obviously really obvious if he just reveals on the lane. His positioning, his spidey senses are tingling, though. Ayad, good positioning, too, to be able to pop any kind of smoke attempts, but it's going to be a full wraparound. They know that that might be where the support's playing. What a next-level play if they're able to find this one.
Great positioning though. Plus pops the smoke, but they sniff out the Terrorblade's position. Out to the right side in the tree line. Avatar mode and Henry will surround Mango Rose. Ooh. He still gets this under off, but it will not matter. Fortune Soul, he can step out to the right. They've got the control to make sure Mango Rose can get no damage out afterwards. Very nicely done. As Neon now off that kill, what map control do they want to get? They can consider about sending one person mid to shove the lane, and the rest can maybe stay top if they want to take the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, Avatar mode is easily the best one to put mid. He's got the boots of travel available. You just take all of these top towers. Like, you've already lost 2 tier 2s so easily. You have to know that, especially with this Aegis up for the next, I guess it's only a minute, but high ground, you need to save the glyph for that. Like, you're not going to want to use it on a tier 1. Even the tier 2 is somewhat questionable, but the thing is, even if you lose this tier 1 tower, then where can TB farm relatively safely, you know, with his team having an avenue to be able to come in and protect him? It almost feels like they need to be holding hands the entire time just to make sure that the TP doesn't die in a situation like we just saw. It is that 21 minutes that they're finally going to be able to pick up that Aghanim Scepter for the Venge. So gone is the time where you're able to be greedy. You just got to be a little bit more selfless now. Play around the Terrorblade, give up your life for him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Let's see if they can go for this tower defense on Atlantis. Aegis, it's about to expire. It needs to be a swap into an instant telekinesis stun. And they're aware of this though. Avatar mode. Step out, back to the high ground when Neon have firm control of the triangle. An early gem pickup as well from Sarah. They really want to limit the map that Atlantis can play with.
Wonder if they're going to go now. Avatar mode did just show that he TP'd, even with the boots of travel, onto the bottom side of the map. It gives them a solid 30 seconds to be able to make some kind of movement happen, but with the observer ward being dewarded, without a smoke being used, and with lanes needing to be shoved out, Neon are just going to back off together as a team, play around the safety of their tier 1 tower, and just keep these lanes shoved from afar. Play hard, just with the Aghanim Shard able to do so. He's closing in on his own Blink Dagger. But all ultimates now available for Neon. They have to be feeling very confident about that. And again, just this observer ward being placed down by Playhard on the top left-hand side of the map. That's going to know exactly where Mango Rose has been farming the entire time. He's basically parked himself up here on the top side of the map, and he's just going to look to continue.
Smoke on smoke. Atlantis, they've got the high ground at the moment. Neon are going to go all the way around, file in behind their tier 2 tower. Great position from Ayad. Smokes will pop, he jumps. No one's nearby. Because the rest of the team, they're trying to play with Mega Rose, but the swap instantly into the damage. The Void! He gets blown up. Great reactions coming through from Atlantis. It'll be a 4-on-4, but it does look like Radiant. They're going to charge on forward still. Wonderboy, they're going to be cautious. The Lena's damage output is ridiculous at this stage of the game. They need to respect Avatar mode.
Still though, to be able to get even that one kill feels really nice. You know, putting the Faceless Void a little bit more on the back seat. Kind of feels like he's going to go into a little bit more of this utility role, right? Let Lina, who's, again, having such a fantastic game, 5,000 net worth ahead of the DP, the opposing mid laner, be the true win condition.
Speaking of the Lina, looking for a solo. Maybe we'll put Enryu and Playard nearby him in case it's required. And that is one thing, though, that I feel like we are going to see a couple of times this game. This swap into the instant telekinesis stun, into the burst potential.
They're using Miss Bait right now.
Oh my lord.
He had the time walk available, so he felt confident enough to be able to go for that play. Very ballsy, though, and actually end up popping the smoke, so they're going to try and find Mega Rose again. That ward, man, it's giving them so much info.
He's got a... Oh, the Fortune Soldier stops the Chrono. No messing around. They know no one else is playing behind the Terrorblade. So the bubble's out. Fortune Soul with Play Hard. He'll get the kill. Little bit of revenge here for the Faceless Void.
WS just dancing inside the tree line. Looking to try and get a bit of information. Will they get this Light Strike array off before the TP out? And doesn't seem like it. So at least forcing some kind of defensive movement out from Neon. Got to keep this TB going. He is the one person that's having a pretty good game so far for Atlantis. Was even able to get the Specialist's array, so it's going to be really nice for him whenever he pops the meta.
I feel like, again, we're in a position, though, where we're looking at Atlantis with their force repositioning. We've mentioned the swap, but Ayad, again, is going to the Aghanim Scepter. It is going to take quite some time for him. I think you got to give the Philosopher's Stone to Ayad. I really think this Scepter is going to be make or break here for Atlantis.
Yeah, it feels like they're really respecting the Rubik's potential to just be an absolutely busted hero this game. So, are you going to get much value out of the Aether Lens? Probably not.
I guess, did you blame them, though? Because look at the abilities he can still. Fissure, Dragon Slave, there's some incredible abilities. Yeah, the LSA is great as well. You saw some of the Enigmas, so I don't blame them at all, but that means Ponyo has to come through in such a crazy game like it is. Yeah? The charge on Fold, they'll get the easy kill, but still it's into a tier 1 tower, so at least they'll net themselves an objective off the back of that.
That was actually his dieback. It was his dieback, but it was so long ago that he's got buyback again. You could consider Roche for sure. I mean, you always want to have that second life when you're up against an Enigma, when you're up against a Faceless Void. So, and like I was saying before, Radiant side, Tusk, minus armor, even the Exorcism to be able to deal with it. Feels pretty damn solid. So even just placing up wards to be able to catch out any movements from Neon and perhaps, you know, find someone off to the side with a swap with the stun combinations coming through from Atlantis to burst them down one by one. It's very clear that they're going to take team fights in a very different manner. They are almost entirely single target focused, whereas Neon are complete opposite. They're trying to force fights into these choke points, these clumped up areas, whereas Atlantis, they much prefer the open field where they're able to go around the side and find that pickoff.
See the space they're creating. Like Ponyo again with these stolen abilities. Making multiple heroes of Neon look to move top. It's opening up the map. Bottom's getting shoved out. Mid's getting shoved out. This net worth lead is slowly dwindling. Nothing
nice
crazy.
Call, by the way, Ares. Philosopher's Stone given over to Ayad.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Time is money.
All right, Analyst, what are they doing next?
I don't believe you want to leave mid if you're raiding. You've got very good vision nearby. Honestly, they've got wards kind of in a line from Roche to the mid tier 1 tower to the triangle. You got to take a fight by your vision. Sorry, what'd you say? I didn't.
Oh, no, I was just saying, like, they know where the Tusk is because he got rid of the Lina's Courier. Luckily enough for them, he wasn't holding on to anything at the time. Getting very close towards that Linken's, though, on Avatar mode. He knows that that's what's going to really punish him, right? The swap or the Walrus kick eventually looking to come through and punish him, and, well,
Roche is falling fast, guys.
Yeah.
They know what's going on. They saw them jump in. They have this ward, but
confident.
They might be too late. And look at Playart's position. They're going to jump the Earthshaker instantly. Let's see if they can take the fight even into the Aegis advantage. Atlantis, they need to make sure they do not group up. The swap back, WS gets the initial stun onto the Lina. They didn't give the Aegis over to Avatar mode, but meanwhile down to the southern side, Fortune Soul with the Chrono! Clipping onto two heroes. WS could do nothing to keep them alive, and now they're gonna go for Mango Rose. He's off to the right side. Fish is there. Ayad's gonna be in with the combination, but Ryu again! A black hole onto two! Have they got the damage with the fourth? You bet they do! They're in with the Echo Slam, and they'll bring down the Terror Blade and a Neon. They can look to clean up the stragglers. Onto WS they go. They'll just miss Ayad, but what a team fight by the mouth of the pit for Neon.
This is the thing. This is why they didn't really want to fight around that area on Atlantis, right? If Neon are able to set up, if they're able to get an even decent vision down for themselves, they're going to win every single time. They want the big open field. They want the pickoffs where they're not farming around these small areas, and there isn't a much more influential choke point than the Roche pit.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
It must be so exhausting as well as a team to have to constantly playing split up. And we see that they're trying their best, but still they're getting multiple heroes. A two-man Chrono, a two-man Black Hole, time and time again. Neon, what can they do now with the ultimates on cooldown? This could be an opening for Atlantis, but you don't have the meta even to fight.
Yeah, no meta. It almost feels like you got to wait for the... I was about to say Aeon Disc on the DP, but what exactly is it going to do? I mean, at least you won't get killed inside the Chronosphere, I guess, but Black Hole's still going to hold you in position for plenty of time to be able to enable the follow-up damage. So it doesn't really feel like there's any of these huge items that are still going to be coming shortly outside of course, the Aghanim Shard on Ayad. He was able to do it in game number 2, but this feels like they are so much further behind than they were in that previous one.
Luckily, with it daytime occurring, Neon, they were able to sniff out Atlantis, looking to enter the river and into the triangle where they were playing with that ward. Trying to catch Fortune Soul off guard, so Neon, they will be able to back up and just wait for their cooldowns to come back up. You've got Chrono in 15. Black Hole's still going to take quite some time.
It really does feel to me like they need to just bite the bullet and buy a gem right now on Atlantis. They need to be the ones that have the vision advantage this game. Just clear out as many of these observer wards, go together as a group while they've still got things like the black hole on cooldown. And again, they really only needed to use one big ultimate previously. Yeah, they used the Chronosphere as well, but it's already back up. But yeah, as long as they've got potential to engage and get these kills without committing all of the ultimates, you're feeling very, very happy.
WS, don't do it. Don't step to the low ground. Don't step to the low ground.
He sees. The courier went and just delivered something to nothing, essentially.
Fortune Soul might have to be a little... Yeah, okay.
Oh, actually, never mind. Arcane Rune, not double damage. Blame the color blindness. But, yep, nearly losing a tier 3 tower. Doesn't feel all that great. Bottom lane, at least, is being pushed in a little bit here by Mango Rose, so trying to open up the map a bit more for them to be able to play with, maybe even around the Neon Triangle. Could be where Mango Rose is trying to set up shop next, but, I mean, look at how far behind he's fallen. He's level 16, even though the net worth is pretty equivalent. I mean, you're going up at level 18 Faceless Void, a level 20 Lina, nearly level 18 on the Enigma. And Ryu, he's been playing a pretty damn solid game this time around. And again, this Enigma just wasn't counted in the laning phase, and I just don't see why.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They are trying to funnel every single creep wave they can get into Ayad, who might be caught outside the base. Is he going to buy out for the scepter? Oh, the swap from WS.
They swapped
okay.
as well.
All right, they'll keep him alive.
I wonder if that gives them the information, though. Being like, they used a lot to be able to protect this guy. Like, running a really risky position where, you know, you could lose a core. But now, they need to shove out this lane, probably mid as well, and then look to go for a smoke. Find that pickoff with the swap. The Aegis only has about 30 seconds left on it, so it should be near perfect timing coming through if they were to accomplish this.
The issue for Atlantis now, like, you need to take a fight where you are the ones getting the initiation. So this is going to come down to your vision game and where you are fighting with observer wards. It's very easy for you to be able to defend the base, but Neon are not going to go high ground now without the next Aegis, or at least without a couple of pickoffs. So For Atlantis to get something of value out of this scepter completed, it needs to be probably in a high ground choke point where Neon, one person at least, is running up blind, and where Atlantis have a ward.
But the thing is, Neon, with how far ahead they are, they don't need to split up anymore. They've got their lead. They've got their key items that they need. They've got all of their ultimates. They just need to clump relatively together. There's nothing really that's going to punish them outside of maybe an AoE silence coming through from the DP. But you got plenty of BKBs to be able to counter that.
Like another thing as well, you need to get the level 18 on Wonderboy. He's very close to it.
Yep.
That third point in the exorcism is just an incredible spike here for the Death Prophet to play with. So
he just got his shard as well, so he just wants to be able to stay on to someone like the Enigma, sorry, not the Enigma, the Earthshaker, for example, and just get that fear off, prevent him from getting those consistent chain stuns in some of these team fights. So they've got it now. They've got the illusion, push bottom lane. So lane's in a pretty decent spot, but TB needs to be connected with the rest of his team. He's got to do it now.
He's got to get out. Avatar mode is stalking the Venge, and even Wonderboy is far pushed forward. They're going to make the attempt onto the Death Prop for the left side. The swap just in the nick of time. They're going to kick the Enchantress, but that's not the target they want to start on. Serious, so goddamn tanky, and they recognize this from Atlantis. They're going to look to get out, reposition themselves back to the high ground.
That's the reveal as well. So now they know they need to be playing around this kick. Even just something like Play Hard with his extra cast range, playing a little bit closer to the rest of the boys so you can get that blink forward, so you don't get that walrus punch off after the swap. Here we go. Lanes once again pushed in. Smoke purchased up by Ayad. Really doesn't feel like they're going to hit any other timings in
Money to burn.
the near future. Blink Dagger on the Terrorblade. He just wants to get in onto the back lines.
They're pinging out. They see WS moving outside the base. Mid lane, the kick as again onto the Enchantress. Not the target. Enchantress will still go down. Ayad and Wonderboy have had to put themselves incredibly far on the front line to secure the kill. What great reactions! A swap into the blink away. They force the buyback. Die with this lane ward though and know exactly where WS is trying to escape. And Fortune Soul! How does he find the Chrono again onto 2? They're able to steal it from Ponyo, holding back the Earthshaker to the northern side. But Henry, he's in with the black hole! Onto 2, they've got no answers! Neon bringing down 3. They're now going to turn their attention to Wonderboy, as all they'll lose is Avatar mode, but they'll take everything.
They'll take everything else along with this double siege creep wave, enabling the push in forward. Even if you buy back on the DP, what's it going to do? You don't have any way to be able to defend this without the exorcism. It's going to need to be another great play coming through from Ayad, and they'll try and stall it once again. If they could get away with this without spending the buybacks, even trying to just put his body in the way, Enryu to soak up a few of those multi-shot hits to enable the siege creeps to survive. I say you got to give up one lane of racks minimum. Lose the battle to potentially keep the war going.
Oh.
Actually won't even get the racks. Really respecting the fighting potential coming out, even with the meta being popped. But I suppose the other thing is that they see an even more important objective, which is Roshan. Wildwing Ripper scouts it out. It's got the Aghanim Scepter on it. Kind of feels to me like you might want to be giving that one over to the Lina. I know it's just going to provide you that way to be the consistent presence in a lot of these team fights, you know? Just wrap around onto the backside. You don't need to be playing behind everyone else. You can be playing a much more aggressive game, especially with that silver edge you've already got.
Yeah, I like it. I think positioning is always important for the Lino. So to have this in the arsenal could be very beneficial. It does look like Fortune Soul is going to eat the scepter. Yeah, all right.
Of course,
so he's got greedy, man.
I mean, it can be useful for things. We've seen a couple of times where the Terrorblade's been able to get off the Sunder at, like, you know, barely any HP. So just time walk into him, get the guaranteed time lock, and maybe that's the extra, you know, half a second to a second that you need to be actually able to take him down.
WS is getting scouted out with this cliff ward. Oh no, not like this. They're going to get the illusion as well afterwards. Down for 70 seconds is the Venge, and This might be able to open up the high ground now for them.
Yeah, potentially. They don't know that he doesn't have buyback, right? I mean, he just finished up getting the Aether Lens. Maybe they would have seen a few of the parts there, but yeah, it just got delivered at the very end. But you got to test it for sure. Aegis, you've got all these capabilities. What's the vision look like at the moment for Neon? Do they see the fact that the Tusk isn't actually in the base? He's gone back now. Avatarmode's still the one, but he's got Lincoln's.
Their only play is a kick, I think, into telekinesis, and it has to be picture perfect here for Atlantis if they are going to hold this second set, and it looks like that's not the case.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant structures are
They've even just got the AC as well to help with a little bit more of this push, to help with some of the survivability against the Terrorblade. And look at this. This is the dual core lineup that I was talking about. These are two legitimate game winners. Even the Aghanim Scepter coming through from Ser. He's tired of it. He says, you know what? I want to carry this game too. Even has the enchanted quiver. What a madman.
I have no idea why he's gone for this item, but sure. I mean, I imagine he's
pure damage against the Chibi.
Okay. Okay.
Needs that impetus maxed out though. Come on. Yeah, slacking a little bit here, sir.
What do you go next item then for the Enchantress? You're going for... I mean, you've already gone down this. Okay. Looks like that's the case. Dragonlance queued up. Imagine it's the pike afterwards. Radiant. They're under observer ward. Neon have a lot of information to play with. They see multiple heroes on Atlantis inside the bottom jungle. And they're going to look to smoke. This could potentially be the last fight here for Atlantis.
Oh, no, you can't catch WS to be able to start this all, and they will. Oh, he's walking underneath the ward.
WS, they're going to see him.
Free pick off. No save for Chrono.
And they'll get rid of the illusion as well, and now they're just going to charge on forward. Atlantis, they've got to get out, but Fortune Soul, he'll drop the Chrono. A blast rig will do nothing. The Atlantis only delaying the inevitable. As down it goes the Death Prophet, and they're already looking for more. Fortune Soul, he wants them to notice him in the tree line.
How's the mid lane looking? Well, looks pretty pushed in to me, so they're just saying, you know what, we don't care about this bottom lane. You've got Ponyo trying to push it out, but he's got to get back to the base. This is the last bastion of safety that you've got to defend, and yeah, buyback has to be expended. Good kickback.
He's got the Aegis. They'll get the first life, I believe, but Enryu, what a black hole to end the game and end the series potentially. This is it again. Hey. Enryu, the madman has done it multiple times, not once, not twice, not even 3 times. The Black Holes has been exceptional. Neon have been exceptional in this game 3. A well-deserved victory, a well-deserved series victory. They will knock out Atlantis from the run in their TI-11 regional qualifiers. Neon will live to see another day.
Even just some style points there from Set, getting the Sproink with the double kill inside of the enemy fountain. It was just a really solid performance coming through from Neon. A little bit of like draft issues and somewhat from the laning, but this is very different from the Neon that we saw when we were casting the DPC. They are looking a lot more cohesive together, and it feels like maybe play